As Shen mentioned before, in our chat room system, we basically have three roles. The first one, unlogging user, and system administrator. Each role will be performed different actions by some steps. So in this section here, I will go through the steps and show you how our chat system works. First of all, we start the chat room server. On the server side, this section here will be display some server logs or user action logs after we perform some actions. So we start the application. This is the UI for the old user to log in as by using their username and password. If you are the new user, you have to click the register button here to type in your username, password, and retype your password to register as a new user into our system. So in here, each text box will be building some validations. We go through them now. First of all, if you click the button now, you will be received a error message. Please input your username. And we gave the username an ASD. Then your password, like 123. If you click button now, they should say password should be the same, which means the second one will be exactly the same as your typed in first text box. So if you type 234, which is different, the same alert will be happen there. So we gave them the same password. Those actions, as you can see, if you click the button now, you will be registered as a new user successfully to our system. But if your username is the one of the user has been registered, you will be get a error message. Suppose the George has been registered into our system. So if your username is George, you click the button, you receive the message that username has been already existed. So you have to change your username to a new one. There's one more thing I have to mention, that your username cannot be the quote public, because in our database side, a field called toUser will be there to specify what type of actions or what type of the actions you have to you will be performed to send message, no matter the public, private, or some particular user. So which means if your username is public, if you send a public message, that field will become your username instead of the specific actions. So if your username is public here, you can use a public as your username. So we gave them the valid one, which is ASD 123, and click the register button. After that, you successfully log into our chat room system there. So let's get started. More user. We have to test some more functions. Login my George. You can click. By the way, in the login here, some of the validation steps we also built into them. First of all, username and password have to be both filled in something. Like if I left the username to be empty, if you press the button, please input your username. And I give the username, and if I leave password empty, the same message. So, and the passwords, if like I type in the wrong password, like the 1111 here, press login, wrong username or password, it will be displayed here. You have to change something here. And if the user already logged in as a user, you cannot log in twice in our system. So the user we registered before is called ASD. So if you type in the password 123, login, the account has already logged in, so you can't log in twice. Type in right information. Login. Oh, sorry. Login a user here. So we got 2 users. Let's get started let's get 3 users, so that we can test some message sending functions. Here we go. Now we have 3 users logging into our chat system. As you can see in the major UI here, you'll have a user list which lists all the user online, and user count, which is the number of the user online, and the contents, which will display who gets into the chat room, who went offline, or who sent to message to public, or you will be receive some private or particular offline message from a user. So now I will test some private the message sending functions, including the private, public, and offline message. Supposing I am the user Chen and I want to send a public message to all the user online. I just say hey here and click the send button. As you can see, all 3 users here will be received as a public message, which quote into here say public. So supposing we will send a private message to George, so we type message here and send to public, private. The system alert will be here to say please select one you want to talk. So you have to select one of user first before you send to the message to him or her. So we select George and type in message, send to private. So as you can see in Chen's chat UI, you can see you send a message to George, which followed by the message you actually typed in. And in George's chat room, you can see Chen sent you a message and the message itself. But in their user, because it is a private message, so other user won't be received it correctly. In ASD user here, you actually didn't see anything happen here because that is a private message. So, and as a private message, you have to happen between 2 users, which means you cannot send the message to yourself. Let's test it. As a Chen, so you can send message yourself. If you select yourself and type in message, say z and send to private. The alert will be here to say you can send to yourself. So you have to choose a user different from yourself. So this is a function for the public sending and private message sending. Another function we have into our system is the offline message. We describe them as sent to particular user. So if you want to send message which one of user is offline, say there's a user called tester1 into our system, and you want you to be the Chen here, you want to send 111 to that user. You can type in your message, send to particular user, and type in your username. It's tester1. So if you click this button, you can see Chen will be successfully sent offline message 111 here. And now if you log in the tester1, you will be received the message. You will be received the message from the Chen, which says that is offline message and followed by the message itself. So let's go back to our chat room. Where's George? There we go. One last thing is if the user, if you choose a particular user you want to send, but the user is online there, you still can work. Like say George is online here, so I type in George. No, sorry. George will receive the message as a private sending, so that still works. And what happens if you type in a user that does not exist in our system, like say whatever, and if you press the button, the text cannot. Oh, sorry. As we can see, you have to be typing the message you want to send. Then the username, whatever. The message will be here, says this user does not exist in our system. So that is basically the chat, the message sending functions we have into our system. And then after they log into the system, user of course can log off the system, and you can directly press the button on the corner here. It says close the button. As you can see, I logged off the Chen user, and the rest of the user in their user list, the Chen disappeared. So that is the function for them to log off. One of the functions we more have on the server side here. Let's see the server window we showed you before. See, we perform lots of actions through the tests. So there's some logs will be here. It says 1 user online, 2 user online, the socket information, or waiting for connection, or some sort of things like here. In our server side, system administrator can perform the action to kick the user out of the system if they perform some bad things. We suppose that. So in our server here, if you click the button kick, this action will be performed by the administrator only. And kick function here, if you type a username is online, let's see, and ASD is online, so we want to kick ASD off. Click here. Actually, you can see there's 2 other messages displayed. One is success, and you have been banned. Success error message will belong to the user to give them information says they successfully kick a user out, and this alert messages belong to user ASD as from the system message you have been banned. So press the button. As you can see, 2 user online. And, if we go to the George here, there's, as you can see, there's only 2 users online, which ASD has been kicked off by the system administrator. Let's go back here, and in kick here you cannot kick the user that's not exist in our system, does not online, and if the actual user is not online, you cannot kick them. Like the Chen is not online now, so if you click kick, this user does not online. So that is basically our chat room project and chat room system. Hope you enjoy the video. Thanks very much. This is Chen and George.